like once I discovered pocket fives and saw the rankings, obviously you start at the bottom in the thousands, and I was like always wanted to get into the top 100, so I could start talking. Like my thing was like I wanted to talk strategy with the other sort of top players, but I didn't want to message them before they were while they were ranked higher than me, because I thought they wouldn't accept talking to me, kind of thing. So I was like, okay, once I'm in the top 100, I can chat to this guy and message him. And so I kept like moving up, and it gave me incentives to keep moving up. And then obviously, like making number one, we always thought, oh, wow, maybe, you dreamed of it, but you didn't think it was possible. But then, suddenly you start making top 20, you think, wow, I could maybe do this if I run good for a couple of months, win a big one. And yeah, so to finally get there was an amazing feeling. It felt like a real accomplishment, And like at the end of the day, like the rankings, a lot of it was playing. You had to play a lot to get up there because of the volume thing. But normally, if you were, it was like to get number one, you had to be doing well as well. So it was definitely a sign that I sort of was being successful as well.
Yeah, I think one of the first videos we'd done, and we've obviously, because we've been in lockdown, we've been rerunning some of the videos on Grosvenor and the GUKPT. You were sat talking with Adam Clark from Blackpool, Clarkatroid.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, I think you said in the interview you just dropped away from number one, but you were going to get it back. So it was a fantastic interview. There were no chin hair.
Yeah, no.
We'll try and dig it out for you and send a link, because it was a fantastic video. You and Clark were just bouncing off each other, because obviously you knew a lot about him playing so much volume online.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I met him as well. So I sort of played him online. So that's always exciting when you got to meet people in real life after you played a lot against them online and stuff. And it was weird. Like even though you sort of didn't know each other that well, like you kind of if you felt like you knew each other for years, kind of thing. Like I met a few of even at my wedding, like a couple of guys who are like in my groomsmen party. I met them through, I met them 10 plus years ago through poker, and we've stayed close friends ever since.
Yeah. Now we can't not have an interview with Chris Moorman and talking about the father in the GUKPT circuit.
Yeah, he'll be like, why
in Manchester. This is one of the greatest little stories of a GUKPT title. I do believe it was a birthday present. Is that correct?
Yeah, belated birthday present, because I was at the time I was living in Australia, and my dad's birthday is on Valentine's Day, and so I didn't get back till, I guess I got back from Australia in like March, so it was a month after my dad's birthday, and I was like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? And he was like, oh God, it's gone now, you missed it, blah blah blah, moaning. So I was like, come on, give me an idea. And then I actually came up with an idea. I was like, how about this? I'm gonna he was playing a bit of poker just on online, but low stakes. He'd only really ever played one live tournament before, and that was a £10 rebuy at Southend Casino, so a little bit different. But I was like, how about this? I'm going to go up and play this tournament in Manchester. It's £1,000 to buy in. I'll buy you in, and like we can work out maybe like a backing deal or something. I'll buy you in, and no pressure. We both play the tournament and go up, have like a father and son bonding weekend kind of thing, and just have a good time and have fun with it. And he was a bit reluctant at first because he didn't want to embarrass me, and he'd never really played live, so he was a bit nervous. But in the end, he agreed to go, and that was good for me as well, because I don't drive, so he gave me a lift up there.
Ulterior motive.
Yeah, it was an expensive Uber, but whatever. No. So anyway, we both played the tournament. This was at the stage as well where I'm dusting hard in live poker, never done anything good. And so I'm thinking, okay, this could be the one for me. And anyway, we get to first break, and he's enjoying meeting everyone. He's meeting all the lads, kind of thing, that he's sort of followed online, because he really enjoyed railing me and stuff like that. So he met Trig, a few of the other boys. And on first break, we were all chatting, how everyone does. Oh, I'm up to this chip stack or whatever. And he's tripled up. I don't even know how. He must have been getting out of line for sure. But I was like, okay, you need to chill out. Like, you've got some chips now. Just play patient. It's a long tournament. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I was trying to coach him on breaks. And after day one, we both made it through, and we were both actually top 10 in chips. So that was really kind of exciting. So like, we're up for a few hours at night, sort of chatting like two mates kind of thing, adrenaline's pumping, trying to get some sleep before day two. And then day two comes about, and I ended up losing a big hand. I actually get knocked out 5 before the money, so I was a bit gutted because I was thinking, oh, this is my tournament kind of thing. But I regrouped, went to the bar, got a few beers with a few of the guys, and then went to rail my dad because he was still in. And at first he just wanted to make the money, made the money, he had a decent stack, and then after that, though, he really wanted to make the final table, and that's where it kind of started going a little bit wrong because he started changing his game and he played too tight, and he was blinding out, and he got down short. And I tried to tell him on the break, okay, if you get anything, you're going to be big blind after the break. If you get anything in the big blind, just go with it. You're only down to like 8 big blinds or something like that, I think. Yeah, so it's like anything half decent, king 9, whatever, go with it if it's a late position open. And folded to the legend of UK poker, Surinder Sarnar, on the button, and he was chip leader at the time, so he was playing very aggressive, like raising every hand. No one was really playing back at him, and he's 3.5x'd it on the button like everyone did back then. And my dad was in the big blind. He pushed all his chips in like Phil Helmer style. I was like, okay, I'm on the round, like saying, no, he's got a good one here. That's good, yes. And then Surinder's in the tank because he's probably pot committed at this stage, made it 3.5 big blinds. My dad only had like 8 big blinds, but obviously he's not got a good hand by the way he's tanking. So I'm like, okay, we're going to be in good shape here. And he finally calls, and they flip over the cards. And Surinder had like Jack 5 off, and I was like, oh wow, hopefully my dad's got like him dominated, like jacks, queens, like ace jack, something like that. Yeah. And my dad just proudly flipped over his 10-6 offsuit. I was just like, what the fuck? And then before I knew it, they just dealt the flop, and it came 7-8-9. He just flopped the straight. And he was like, yeah, I told you, I knew. He's like, and then he doubled up there, and he just like turned into a new person. He just like went back to his old self, just going like playing every hand, and got to the final table, and everyone else was trying to ladder up, play ICM, and my dad was just going for it, putting them in a coffin, and ended up getting heads up, and yeah, the rest is history. Like, it was crazy because I was watching. It was so weird watching on the rail because it was out of my control. I couldn't, it was down to him, and I was so nervous for him. But yeah, for him to get the win was just really a fairy tale. And then it kind of like the reality sunk in, because then he started giving me shit for having a bigger cash for the next year of my life. I had to like focus more on live poker because I was like, I can't have this for forever. Everyone in me is to tell them that I was a professional poker player, but he had a bigger cash than me. So yeah.
Well, he finished 13th in the Champion of the Champions as well, and that's his only 2 end. That's the only 2 cashes he's got on the end of mob. The Champion of Champions and winning the GUKPT.
No, he always says, I've probably got one of the highest ROIs in live poker, like, because he didn't really start playing much. He played like 1 World Series poker event, like a 1500. He got some of the boys to buy a piece of him when he came over to see me in Vegas one year. And I think that's about it, really. So he's played like 3 or 4 live tournaments ever, cashed 2 of them and won 1. I was like, must be nice. And then he always tells me, whenever I go and see him, I go to his house to play online or whatever, he's playing as a player ever, and I'm just like, you do realize how good you ran to win that tournament, like the
just
like 100 times the buy him, but yeah.
Brilliant! It was a fantastic story, and something we have actually mentioned it quite a few times. Whenever you do pop up and we're on the live stream, and we do mention yourself, and you've won something big, and we just have to quickly mention that the story of your dad is just, to me, it is one of the nicest and best stories of while we've done the GUKPTs. It really is.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, even all the highs and lows that I've had in poker, like, it's still like my most memorable moment. It wasn't even involving me directly. Like, it was just surreal. It was such a great day.
You touched on Australia. The Aussie Millions in 2011, 721 entries, final table, 7th for 173k. We were pretty pleased that you finished 7th out of such a massive field.
Mainly happy because, like, that was the first time I've ever at that point made a big live final table, so it's such a buzz. And also, like, I was free rolling anyway, because on day 1 I was chatting with Toby Lewis, and he was kind of mugging off my live game, and I asked him to put his money where his mouth is, so he gave me 5-2, I think, on making day 2 of the tournament, because in that tournament it's quite hard to make day 2. It's a long day 1. But I was like, okay, I'm going to do good in this one. He was like, no, you're not. I'm not swapping you or whatever. And I was like, what the, you know? So we had a bet. So I bet I was like, what's your max amount? And he said 5K. So I bet max amount 5K at 5 to 2 that I make day 2, and made day 2 of a good stack. Actually, it was kind of stupid of me. Like, you know, most people, if they got that much money riding on it, more than the buying of the tournament, would sort of, you know, play tight near the end of the day. But I was telling my whole table that I had this bet. So then I was just pretending I had basically had the nuts every hand and just re-raising them and going crazy. Even on the last hand of the day, John Eames was on my table and he knew about the bet and he raised under the gun. And, you know, we always give John shit for being a tight player. He's raised under the gun. He's the only person who covers me at the table. I've locked it up. There's no need to get involved. And I just see King 4 suited in the calf and I had to free bet him and, you know, start barreling away, but he folded on the turn. So I was like, but I had absolutely nothing as well. So I showed him there and he was just like, you're an idiot. But yeah, so I won the bet and then made a deep run in the tournament. It was really fun. That tournament goes 6 max as well, which is fun.
The microphone is on. But there we put the pictures.
We don't need to put the comms cam on today. There's no need for the comms cam. We'll leave that today.
Afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome to London's Day 1B. As soon as we get anybody saying hello to the team, we might show you what we look like.
Broken. It's gone today.
It has. Afternoon, everybody. We've got a list of players coming up very shortly. Terry Mitford, Julian Tereson, Matthew Bonham, Nicholas Stiliano, Declan Colohan, Oliver Hutchins and Victor Ilyukin. We need one person to say hello to see how we're doing. We are live. We are in London. This is Day 1B. There's Santa. Oh my days, Santa's in the building. He's already sat in place and ready.
We got one. Ricky on Twitch. No. Good morning, Ricky.
Hey, Ricky. We normally put the camera on at this point of the day, but it's honestly...
It's not working today.
It's not working. It's honestly not working. Honestly, it ain't working. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. What? What are you doing? What? Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to Christmas Jumper Day, GUKPT 2021. Stand up.
There we go. Matching.
PK's matching as well. PK's matching. Good morning and welcome to Christmas Jumper Day, Day 1B, Grand Final. Just a 2K event.
Yeah, just a 2K.
That we decided Christmas Jumper Day was going to be the thing. There we go. We're in, we're ready, we're going to rock and roll. It's going to be a busy one. We thought we needed to lighten the mood of the nation. Everybody seems to be a bit dull and drab. It's we've got bad news coming here and there and everywhere. And I just thought, you know what? Christmas Jumper Day was his idea. That man over there told PK decided. Photo opportunity, and yes, he thought what a good idea it would be. We stuck it out, and half the dealers are wearing them. We've got all the Grosvenor broker staff; they're all wearing them. Some of the players have turned up in them. It's you know what? It's a good effort from everybody. It really is. Well done. Well, there's this is the dealer, by the way. That's
Rudolph's coming to the table to deal.
Here's the dealer. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, it certainly wasn't buy one get one free, but they weren't expensive. But they're great, aren't they? This is what it's all about, having a lot of fun. We've smashed it this year, Cardroom Direct and the entire team, thanks to Jim, Sue, Richard in the background, who nobody ever sees. The people says, yep, we're doing a GUKPT, yep, we're doing 8 legs, yep, we're doing a grand final. Yep, we've got Goliath next year. It's thanks to Sue, it's thanks to Richard, it's thanks to Jim that all this comes along. And PK just said, you know what, we'll have a Christmas Jumper Day. We need to lighten the mood. And don't forget, You've also got a chance of winning a £110 token for the Christmas cracker.
Yeah, giveaways in on the commands on Twitch. If you don't have Twitch or you watch on YouTube or Facebook, all you need is Twitter. Tweet Tower and I on Twitter with a picture of yourself watching a live stream in a Christmas jumper. Best one wins £110 token.
Absolutely. We're going to be checking it as much as we can all day. And if there's two that we can't work out, you know, there might be a second prize and a third prize. But we're in. We're ready. We are going to start day 1B. We'll look at the chip counts from yesterday as we saw 53 making it through. Andy Headley up top of the list on 146. Any notables there you can think of going to run deep?
Well, Suki's already having a great week. Deep run in the mini, won the mini and deep run in the midi. Matt Davenport's on a bit of form. Dave Doherty in there. Guy Taylor. Endrick played well yesterday on the featured table. There's plenty of names in there, Tal. Like you go through that list and like every other name's a name. Sylvian Loosely, JP Kelly. Like some proper players in there, and I'm sure we're going to have a really good day to come tomorrow. But expecting probably close to 300 today, you reckon? Entries?
Yeah, I said 250 was achievable.
Yep.
And I think it is. I think we're starting with 97. So 97 already sat down for the first hand, which is brilliant. It really is. Don't forget there's a turbo as well at 9, which might get 50-60 runners a little bit later. People do like the turbo. People who bust out late on day 1B might sling straight into the turbo. So we never know. But we are set and ready for a good day. We're going to have a bit of fun today because tomorrow and Sunday obviously going to get quite serious. We're going to be playing for absolute chunks. By the time Sunday comes, there'll be a prize pool around 700,000. How you doing, Sue? Merry Christmas, Sue. How are you?
Great, thank you.
There you go. We've showed the nation what we are. We're idiots. No, we're all right. Thank you very much.
Just to let you know, we've just left Richard. Sitting at main.
But we're in. Well, yes, we'll go straight to the board because we have live action. Here we go. This is day 1B, ladies and gentlemen, of the GUKPT main grand final, the £2,000 buy-in. £2,000 buy-in. We are ready for the comms. Afternoon, Sam. Great week for Sam Barnes. Did Sam make it through yesterday?
Yeah.
Well done, Sam. One of the we've done the chip counts.
Yeah.
We've
up the top there.
113,400. Well done, Sam. Was in the A-maker as well. Cashed in the A-maker, jumped in the satellite, won a seat in the satellite. One of the chip leaders in the GUKPT £2,000 grand final. Living the dream. Living the dream. So, Terry Mitford, Julian Terrison, Matt Bonham, Nick Stiliano, Declan Colohan, Oliver Hutchins and Victor Ilyukin. Yes, we ought to announce. We ought to give him. We ought to do it on camera. We ought to get him as an interview and do it on camera. Ludo's in the building. We have a pair of shoes. Shall we do it?
No, he's here.
Oh, he's here. Where is it? Where are the shoes? Right. Yeah. Hiya, young man. Lovely Christmas jumper you're wearing.
You know what? I've actually bought one.
And where is it?
It's in the case, but I have to go and get them.
Right.
I'll see how many he's out next.
I didn't think Bow should let us down.
Late Reg in the Christmas jumper competition.
I was going to see what's good enough first, and then go back to right. Say, put a bit of tinsel on.
So Nicholas going to get snapped off here. If he does opt to fire. try and represent a 7 for a straight, but chooses not to, and the 9s are the Declan. Best of it.
Popping that up, I'll try.
We'll put big camera on.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's good always look after
Dee-dee-dee.
Here he comes,
Here he comes. Come here, young man, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Have you played anything since the last time we saw you? Just bend down a little bit, just the camera's there.
How you doing?
Have you played anything since the last time we saw you in Edinburgh?
I've not,
No, you had a nice time.
Oh, Blackpool was the last time?
Blackpool. Oh yeah, oh yeah, just remembering Blackpool.
Aye.
Just remembering Blackpool.
Look what we've got.
Look what we got.
We've got my dancing shoes.
Merry Christmas.
We've got my dancing shoes, look.
Can you just tell the guys a little story of why you swap your shoes to make somebody look ridiculous?
Well, the boy wanted out of the cash game, so he wanted an excuse, but he only had trainers, and he wanted to hit the dancing. So I said to myself, I want that seat, so you can swap shoes with me, and we'll get them back tomorrow. So I'm kicking about, nicely dressed in a pair of Nike trainers, and he's kicking about not so nicely dressed in a pair of these bad boys. So it was a good laugh.
He'd got joggers on.
Yeah, I remember.
But I'll put them back there, I'll get them.
Oh no, don't leave them there, Ludo.
100% get them.
wrong there.
100% get them.
Have a good grand final, young man.
Thank you
Good
very
luck,
much.
mate. Good luck.
Cheers, guys.
Good luck. What an absolute
I've got my
legend.
Christmas jumper as well.
Good lad.
Mike got me one, so I'm going to put it on.
Excellent. What an absolute legend. Ludo has entered the building. He swapped a pair of shoes in Blackpool, and the guy got joggers on, and he went out into town with a t-shirt, joggers, and brogues on, because Ludo said he needed dancing shoes to go out dancing in Blackpool.
It's great. It's a great story.
Oh my days. Oh, brilliant. Best thing about the hat, well, it's like the little bell from Polar Express. Love it. Hey, afternoon everybody. Good afternoon, everyone and all, wherever you may be. Christmas jumper day on GUKPT Grand Final. We're all right. We're in a happy place because Sue's walked in with Jim. You know, the boss's boss and the boss and all that, and they smiled and took a photo of us, so we feel like we're safe now. We're all right. Oh, some of the players eventually will end up with the Christmas jumpers. There are a few around, scattered around. It was literally only announced earlier this week that we were doing it. So well done everybody for making the effort.
If you want to win yourself £110 token, get your pictures sent in via Twitter all day. At the end of the day, Tara and I are going to pick the best one that will receive £110 token. You never know, we might do a runner-up prize as well,
We might
or a
just do that.
£30 token.
And if we get some random brilliance in the chat box, we'll also give tokens out as well.
Roy Cropper was the highlight yesterday.
But it actually worked.
Yeah, it did.
Because he came back as a re-entry with his real name.
Yep.
It worked. Rapinda Chima. He got himself. He didn't want to be Roy Cropper anymore. Yes, come and stand behind us. Come and stand behind us. The man who's won himself a 10k package. Where is he? Here he is. There's the span. Bob down span.
Right.
There's the span.
Bit of a fashion
part of the
faux
media,
pas,
I'll tell you.
Four of us it is.
I'll tell you
media
what,
team,
the shares have gone up in a certain shop this week, haven't they?
They have. None of us are getting the Christmas dinner though, are we?
And you're grinding, let me know, we'll switch. No one will
right.
notice. No one will notice.
Well done, Span. Well done on the 10k package this
Thank
year
you.
as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the grind. Andy back. I wonder if his nickname at school was Watcher.
Andy, watch your back. God.
I wonder if it was. It could have been.
Yeah, just Dennis says we're buffering.
Yeah,
it usually just
it's
takes
bizarre how it happens when we first start, and then all of a sudden it just gets itself better. It's bizarre. Sorry, Dennis, if it is buffering. We have had a lot of connectivity issues, and we're hardwired in. It's not as if we're using a dongle or we're using Wi-Fi or anything like that. We have a specific line that goes through the roof and things, but we are hardwired in, and everything always is hardwired in. Right, fingers crossed, Dennis, it sorts itself out. YouTube's buffering every 20 seconds, says Stephen. Yeah.